Hello, good morning. Well, actually, kind of afternoon. Yeah, so I'm literally just back home. Starting off the Cinema vlog where I'm going to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie tonight. And I originally had planned to go to see it at 3:30. But one thing I didn't account for is the fact that the first showing completely sold out. Like, I checked this morning and it was sold out. I think there's a few more seats now. Um, but I booked for 5 to 8, and then they actually added on another showing, just because of how quick the seats were going. And then tomorrow, Thursday, for me, there would have been one showing at like 8 or so, and then a few showings on Friday, when the film's officially to release type of thing. So I had my ticket booked, so I'm home, was in town. You'll actually see all that footage right. Yeah, so just in the door, as I said at the beginning, I'm just going to kill some time now, charge up my phone because it's at 9%, and then go down for 6 or 7, get some grub into me, and then obviously go see the film for 7:05. So yeah, that's what I'm up to for right. Right, puss puss. Psst, psst. You have been fed. You're in for the night. Don't set the house on fire. But if you do, don't be here when I get back. Okay? Okay. Okay, so it is 6:30, and so which means I have about an hour and 25 minutes until the movie. But I'm gonna head into town now to get something to eat. But I'm not sure where I'm actually gonna go for food. I'll figure that out once I get back. So there's not many people around. That's because for some odd reason the road leading to the church slash McDonald's, which is where I'm going for food, they've closed it. Not sure why, but they literally closed the entire road.
Swing and hit. 3, 2, 1. Game start.
Okay, So it is going on to 10:30 at night now, and I'm home about 10 minutes. I had to, immediately make an emergency pit stop at the bathroom before coming in here. But yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy's. What did I think of this movie? Well, for starters, going as spoiler free as I can, it's not going to be for everyone. Does it mean that you need to be a fan of the franchise to thoroughly enjoy it? Yes and no. As it stands, with the lore that it does set up, um, people can go in blind and not know the vast majority of the big, massive, extensive lore for the past 10 years. Because, there's Five Nights at Freddy's 1 to 4, plus Sister Location, plus VR, plus Help Wanted, um, plus the Security Breach, plus the plethora of books to fully get most of the big major plot to the Five Nights at Freddy series, because we still don't know everything about the entire franchise. Just look at Matt Pat over at the Game Theorist and how many videos he's done just trying to theorize everything. But what I can say is some of the exposition in this movie, what the big main twist reveal, is going to change the franchise and change how we view a certain person, and how that's going to impact the game lore moving forward. And that's all I can say on that front. Overall, I love this movie. I really, really did. It's a 15 rated movie, a PG-13 in America. Um, there's not a lot of blood and gore. I mean, of course, the rating it got. There's a reason why. But the one massive gripe that I have with the film is, in the trailer it shows everything that we see essentially of the animatronics attacking people that have broken into the pizzeria. Basically all of that was shown in the trailer, and that's it, which sucks. It sucks that they had that shown in the trailer instead of saving it for the movie. So basic rundown of the plot is, Mike Schmidt is constantly looking for a job. We see him out already as a security guard for this mall, and he sees this lost kid and his dad dragging him away, and Mike thinks that this kid is getting kidnapped, and so he chases after him, tackles him into this pond, and beats the living daylights out of him. Instead of just saying, "Hey," stopping them was like, "Hey, is this your dad? Is this someone you know?" No, it's instant rugby tackle the motherfucker and punch him repeatedly, which of course then gets him to lose his job. And then he goes and talks with Matthew Lillard's character, which his name is escaping me. But we all really know it. He's Purple Guy. That's not really a spoiler. Literally, when it was announced that he was in this movie, he was announced to be playing William Afton. So that's not like a big surprise, really. But there was actually a lot of people that were in the cinema that were surprised by that reveal. So eventually he ends up taking the role of security guard at Five Nights at Freddy's, because his aunt is basically threatening to take his little sister away, because it turns out their mother has died, and their father fucked off essentially, and so it's down to Mike to really look after her. And so yeah, then it turns out that the babysitter that Mike has to look after Abby is in cahoots with the aunt, where the aunt is going to pay her to find some incriminating stuff to essentially bring to court. And she's saying all of this stuff, and potentially, killing or what have you, in front of her own lawyer. And the lawyer's like, "I don't think I need to be here for this stuff." and so eventually the babysitter goes missing, and Mike has to bring Abby along, and that's when she gets friendly with the main animatronics. Um, and then it goes on from there. So that's all I can really talk about before spoilers. Um, Now Matthew Lillard isn't in this a lot. He's really in three scenes. There's the beginning scene where Mike goes to him after this situation of him punching the father, this random father. Then it's after his aunt basically threatens to legal action to take his sister away from him. And then in the end of the movie, as in the Springtrap suit. Um, and basically, it's also revealed that Mike had a younger brother who was taken from him. Um, and he's basically trying to he's constantly trying to set up for him to have this dream of the memory of uh, that happening, the event that happening, and trying to remember new details and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I love Matthew Lillard. I grew up with him as Shaggy. A lot of people grew up with him in other movies. He was in the original Scream and all that. But obviously, he's a fantastic actor, and I do hope that if the movie does get the two sequels that he's been like teased, he basically confirmed, um, that he'll of course be brought back. As for Mike, played by Josh Hudson, um, absolutely fantastic. He was one of the best performances all in this movie. I loved it. He was absolutely amazing from beginning to end. He held his own in this movie, and like I said, I hope this the Five Nights at Freddy's does get the trilogy that has been pseudo confirmed. It all depends on how this movie does. With Bloomhouse and that. Um, but there was two cameos, I think. I know of one, that of course being well, actually no, I'm not going to say who one of the cameos is. I'm going to leave that for those who stumble upon this and either goes to see it in cinema, which I highly recommend. If you're going to see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, please go see it in cinema. Make it have that revenue. Or those who are going to stream it on Peacock. Um, but yeah, there was another person I didn't recognize. People behind me recognized, but I didn't. That's because when it comes to the Five Nights at Freddy's, there's only really two people that I watch for the FNAF content, and that is of course Markiplier, um, and Matt Pat, as I mentioned. He's the game theorist who's done so many theories. Um, but yeah, there is, outside of the animatronics attacking, there is three jump scares of sorts. It follows the rule of three. I'm not going to say who it is, who causes the jump scares. Going to save that for you guys to go figure it out whilst you watch it. I honestly thought that for this year, um, Tetris was going to be my number one movie of the year. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved Oppenheimer when I seen it, um, but Tetris was one of the movies that I instantly fell in love with. It was the one I was the most hyped for this year. I watched it twice on the day that it came out, and I really thought Tetris was going to be my number one favorite movie of this year. But Five Nights at Freddy's has dethroned it. I honestly think Five Nights at Freddy's is my favorite movie of the year so far. Like the only other movie that I'm going to be watching from this year is The Ballads of Songbirds and Snake, which is next month's Cinevlog, and maybe the Wonka film in December. I'm not 100% sure, and then I still have yet to watch Barbie. But yeah, the cinema experience wasn't that bad. I honestly thought I was going to have a pretty bad experience, because it is a packed house, mostly of teenagers, um, and there was talking, but not like like what I'm doing now is kind of like whisper talking behind me. There was one person that I thought I was really going to have an issue with because they were taking a photo of the cinema screen and they had the flash on, like not just like the flat proper like the flash that we have now. I'm talking about the old wind up cameras that you would get that you take the photo, it would flash, and then you had to wind it up. That goes to show how old I am, because I'm sure a lot of people younger than me won't know what I'm talking about. And then when the movie ended, they actually a lot of people actually clapped, which I'm not used to. Like now, I have heard of people clapping and at the end of movies. I think like Avengers Endgame or what have you. People did probably clapped at that. I think I've seen footage of that, but to actually experience that in person was a little odd for me. But hey, it's what you can sometimes expect. The cinema screen as well, I was very very worried about because as the ads were showing, um, I noticed on both sides of the screen it was predominantly red, like, and it wasn't showing the ads properly. Like as the ads were playing, you could still see the redness that was there. Thankfully, that wasn't an issue um, throughout the movie, and I did look to double check and all that. But yeah, that has been my spoiler-free review of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Like I said, it's not going to be for everyone. That is the consensus that I've seen online, and that is my consensus walking out of this movie. I obviously loved it, and it is my favorite movie of the year, but it's not going to be for everyone. There's going to be people who have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is, and they go to see it because it's Bloomhouse and it's a horror movie, and they're going to walk out disappointed, or they could walk out thoroughly enjoying it and then want to delve into the fandom. And then there's going to be people who are in the FNAF fandom that watch it, like myself, and absolutely love it, and then there's going to be some that won't like it because it's not massive in the lore dump. Like it doesn't expand it all that much. Like I said, there is a big, shocking reveal that I didn't even see, and my jaw dropped when that was announced. Um, but yeah, it is going to be a mixed bag. Unfortunately, it is going to be a mixed bag. I hope it does well in the box office. I know they've already got the money back because it's only been made on a 20 million budget. But through licensing and all that, they have made their money back. So anything they earn from the theatrical run, I believe, is pure profit. And I hope that Bloomhouse does greenlit Five Nights at Freddy's 2 and 3, but that also all depends on the writer, not the writer. The writer strike is over. The actor strike that is still currently ongoing. So we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, there you guys go. That has been my review of the Five Nights at Freddy's movies. If you've gone to see it, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for the monthly pickups video. So I'll see you for that.